There it goes. I had to turn off the YouTube. So Meld is pretty cool. I wish I could share the window, but I just don't have it set up to do that. But it's got like little toggles for each of the services you're streaming to. So you can just like turn the YouTube off and back on again. So that's cool. Are we still back up on Kick? I'm just gonna go ahead and check the other ones real quick. Looks like we are. Yeah, we are. And we're still live on X. And we're still live on Rumble. Like we're going to load a lot of text in there. Yep. And we're still live on X. And cool. All right. I'm going to shut those down so they don't drain my system resources. No, you're good. You're good. Like I don't mind spending a little time fixing that kind of stuff. This is like stream 3. The first 2 ones were just like test experimental streams. This one's the first one that I'm actually trying to treat like a real stream. I don't mind fixing stuff that's like small or whatever. If it looked like it was gonna be a big to-do, I'd just be like, well, YouTube's done for tonight. Sorry, come watch on Twitch. Or whatever. But I super appreciate it. I appreciate you checking in on that. And this is the test rectangle for, yeah, that's for the scene. So we can tell which is which. Testing stuff, build scene. Oh yeah, this is for the scene builder. We're gonna replace all this. Okay, and then init the dialog box. The dialog box. Summon a dialog box at a specific size that can be fed with text. The text will be broken into lines and then typed out by the character with a sound effect. If there are more than 4 lines, it will show a blinking arrow, prompting a button press, which will clear the dialog box and continue typing lines. Call string from tools that... Oh, well, okay. Monospaced fonts requires a trailing space because I don't know why. And we're going to get rid of all of this stuff. Like I was using a see, this is old code. I made this a long time ago. I was using a monospaced font because I was like counting the width of the characters rather than doing the print off screen and get width to make it like dependent upon like and to support multiple fonts and whatnot. There's way better ways to do all of this stuff. I also don't know what in the world that cull string thing is, but it's probably like overkill. Yep, make with dynamic. Yep, make custom line breaks, scan lines for new lines. I don't know what all that stuff is. So we init the dialog box. Goodness, I'm not even putting spaces between equals in this. That shows you how old that is. Picotron lets you breathe, man. Give it space to read things. Make things legible. So we have... Okay, so I think this is where we're going to pick things up. This is the... Update the dialog box. We have blocks inside the... Yeah, because we have the dialog box object and then blocks inside of it. So I guess those are like blocks of text. And then I believe the way that I was doing it was like the blocks of text have lines within them. So it was like this whole thing here would be a block and it would have 5 lines inside of it. So it would be the whole, like the dialog box would have, like blocks would be like pages of text. I think that's the way I was naming them. Protected against empty box, button clock, speed, and dialog box. Then we draw it. And then this is loading the dialog box. So I think the load dialog box, that you dump the text into it, and I think this parses through. Determine number of blocks, yeah. Build each block, process the lines. Does it roll over? Check for spaces at the end. That's probably why I got some weird off by one, needs a space at the end to determine if it's a line. Set next blocks and start, and then you loop through stuff. Okay. And then feed text. I believe that this, select text range, display. This is like actually typing it out. I think this is like the... Like it feeds the line. The text into the line as it prints. I think that's what feed text does. Okay. All right. And then if we go back here, message equals 1. I hate magic numbers. I was so bad about magic numbers. I really think that I've gotten better about it, but those are the worst. Like what even is that? Message equals 1. Okay, I don't know what that means. Load dialog box. Let's do this. Load dialog box when we fetch the text. So we can fetch it. This is double. This is like old stuff. I was pulling it from a text file. We moved that over into the scene. So if we go to our data, load dialog box, update dialog box, draw dialog box, load. And so we're dumping text in there. And then if we go into our data tab, this is just placeholder stuff because this is all going to be eventually in pods, and it's going to be edited with a level editor. But I wanted to dump this in here. So we've got our data table with rooms, and then I'm just adding like a room manually called spinach in here. So it's under rooms, and it has look, which is the look command. And this is all the text for when you do the look command. It's super inefficient, but that's like, I think it's boilerplatey enough that we'll be able to transition to a pod later. We were in main. So we grabbed the scene.look, and when we initted the scene, where did we init the scene? We're pulling room.data.spinach. So if we change this to celery, which is the celery forest, it should load that one. The celery grows so tall. Okay, so we can get rid of this. We don't need that anymore. And then our update, we have a timer. I don't know why it's 1/16. Then we're updating all of our GUI objects, and then we're updating our dialog box. And then our draw, we are clearing the screen. We're drawing all of our GUI stuff. We're manually drawing the dialog box, and then we're running debug stuff. Okay, so we need to make a dialog box object. We need to... Oop, we got a bum song. WarioWare Twisted. I need to delete that song. WarioWare Twisted. There we go. Some of these songs are like garbly in the way that they play. And so I've been culling them out of the list. All right. So under dialog box, we are going to... Let's see, when we made the scene, we did attach... We did a... Yeah, we need to attach. So let's make the dialog box. Let's do this. Up, 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 up. Commands. Attach. Dialogue. Oh, diabox? Why am I calling it diabox? I do not like that. Let's do... Probably it was dialogue box, I guess. Dialogue. We have any other ones? Oh no, it's the whole file too. Well. Well, we're changing it. We're going to save as dialogue.lua because naming things matters. And let's go to the cart, source, diabox, delete. All right. And we're just going to oops. Anything else? Nice. All right. So we're going to have attach. We're going to attach body dialogue. And that's going to equal body.attach create dialogue. That feels unnecessarily nested. But I think I'm just going to run with it now. All right. So let's do function create dialogue, and that's going to, let's actually copy our scene because this is going to be the basics. Dang it. Like those tab indicators are so good. Like it just helps my eyes so much. Oh man, I love it. And we've got, oops. Oh, I think my music thing crashed. So we're going to go back up to the top and shuffle again. Nope, Fantasy Star Collection. That doesn't like, that one's corrupted too. Give me a second. Fantasy Star Collection. Delete. Oh, Advance Wars 2. I like me some Advance Wars 2. All right. So we're creating our element. We got our update. We have a test rectangle. That's, what's color 2? Red. And we're using 3. Are we using 4 for anything? No, we'll use 4. And we don't need this. We don't need that. Oh, that actually I kind of don't like. Because I do like, oh, ooh. This is a potentially not good. I like the tab indicators up here. But here on the back end, like putting, not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. Okay, well, it is what it is. We'll just live with it for now. All right, for our draw stuff, init the dialogue. We probably need to put that in here. So our dialogue element, let's go like this. Let's grab you. And let's move this stuff into place. So we're going to have body.dialogue. And we're just going to have block. Blocks. And then we'll have our blink speed. And then we have our button. That's going to be its own GUI object, though. And then we have some variables. New line, font 1 and font 2. I think I'm using those as shorthand. Those should actually be... What do you call local globals? Like they're out here in, like they're outside of functions. So they're like at a global scope, but you can like... But you can like make them local to the file. What are those called? We'll call them glocals. But lobals sounds really fun, though. Globals and lobals. I think that I'm going to call them lobals. Because that makes me happy on a very odd level. Do I have any other lobals in here? So globals. Come on, I want to write lobals somewhere else. Yep, right here. I'm just going to call them lobals. Ha ha ha. Love it. All right. We don't need to init the dialogues anymore. We are using the map This is a... Oh, no. Oh, no. That's gotta go. Doing a 9 slice with maps and tiles. Interesting. Well... Flocal. Might have to call it a file local. Oh, flocal. I could get behind flocals. I think it is time to gut this code. Yeah, I think it's time to gut it. So let's go to... Do you have chat coming from other platforms? I'm watching on YouTube right now, but typing... Yeah, so chat is only on Twitch. That's my largest platform right now. I don't have hardly any following on all the other ones. I do have aspirations of making like a chat feed up here on like the screen somewhere, like maybe like over here or something. But getting it to ingest chats from other platforms is tricky. I know you can do it, but it's just like a thing that I need to figure out and drop somewhere. Right now, I only have the Twitch chat pulled up like on my iPad or something like that. But once I... Oh, Phantasy Star 3 is bad too. But yeah, once I get that figured out, then I'll be able to pull in chat from other platforms. But right now, Twitch is the primary one. Restream to stream to multiple platforms, and it also I will make a note of that. Multi-platform chat box with Restream. Oh, it is pretty low? Okay, let me try to bump that up a little. Let's see, right now it's at -45. What if we bump it up to 15? How's that? Let's pick a Tales of Fantasia. Some of this game music is like mixed at weird intervals. So some of it's kind of louder. I wish there was a way of normalizing it, but I'm using an app that actually plays from like NSF sound files. So it's not like MP3s, or it's not like a streaming service or something like that. It's like rendering the game music out itself. And it doesn't like normalize the audio. So I think I favored it on the younger side, or on the quieter side. But yeah. Again, thanks for letting me know. It's all about, like, success in this kind of stuff, I've heard, is just all about, like, small changes. Kind of tinker with it as you go. Oh, interesting. Okay. Do you think it needs to be bumped a little more? Right now, it's about half of what my voice is at. Let's try... we were at 15. Let's try 20. Or 25. 25%. Alright, we're getting code. We're getting the dialogue stuff out of here. Init dialogue, you are gone. Load dialogue. Actually, I think you are gone too. Because that's going to bake into the dialogue object. Update dialogue, you are gone, because you're going to be a GUI object now. Draw dialogue object, you are gone, but we're going to keep you there so that I have the coordinates. I think 15 was good. I was already worried that it could peak. Okay, cool. I will set it back to 15. There we go. All right. So if we do this, could not include what? Could not include dialogue. Expected something close to near blink. Did I? Oh, I dropped stuff in here and I didn't put commas. There. Okay, and we don't have a dialogue box anymore, but that's okay. Because we're going to rebuild that. We can rebuild it. We have the technology. All right, we're just going to cannibalize. We're just going to cannibalize all of that and pull this stuff in as we need it. So let's do... Okay. So this right here... You know what, let's move over to the other side. So this here is tiles. And... like, now that we have rounded rectangles, I feel like I could make this with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounded rectangles. I don't think that would be a ton of... I don't think that would be a ton of performance. Let's try both and see what they do. So let's copy this. And let's drop it in here. Oop. And this is going to be map 0 at 0, and then we're going to draw it at 0 here, and 0 here. And then our width is going to be... You know what? We need a test rectangle. We have a test rectangle. Where is our test rectangle? We're not... What? What were those original dimensions? Here. But we're not drawing it. Why is it not showing up? Body.dialog, create dialog, attach dialog. Oh, we're not attaching. So attaching in our GUI. Attach dialog. All right, now it's attached. That is way too big. Now if we go to our dialogue here, that is probably not width. That is probably... let's do it this way. Yeah. Okay. And then let's rail this in. I don't know what the math is, so let's just do 160. What does that do? Nope, a little bit more than that. 164. No, a little bit more than that. 180. Too much. 70. Close. 168. There we go. And let's do the same here. Let's do... This is probably like 64 or like 32 even. It's really small. Oh, wow! Nailed it. Sweet. All right, so we got our dimensions there. Yeah, see, like this attached dialogue, I feel like that line could probably just be here, but I do like having them, where is it? In the file, like the dialogue file. I like it being over here. But, yeah, it is kind of like unnecessarily nesting it. Great. Let's just get rid of that. We don't need that. All right. All right, so we have this. We can open up our diagnostic menu. We're currently using 15 CPU. Transparency. 15 CPU. So let's recreate it and see what it looks like. So let's do... Oh, that's going to be... Now that it doesn't remove it, I'm used to hitting tab and like adding and fixing. I'm going to have to fight against that. Let's do a rounded rectangle at 0, 0, self.width, self.height with a 0 and let's do 8. Let's do red. Why is it not showing? Oh, because our test rectangle is there. Okay. Now let's do 1, 2. There we go. And if we do 3, I think that is... Yeah, that should work. So let's do 2. Duplicate that and 3. There we go. And then we'll do 2. And then width -2. Height -2. Oh no, it's got to be 4 because we're offset. There's that. And if we double that and pass it forward, we've got that. And then we can do one more. That is 3, 3, 6, 6, and 2. And then we'll make this... What color is that? 24? 24. And then we want this to be a rect fill. There we go. So if we change these colors to 7, 7, 7, 7, and then I think that was... What color is this? Yeah, 1. 1. There we go. What is our performance here? 15.2. So it's definitely cheaper. It is 14.6. 14.6, 10. So it's 6.6% more expensive. I think I'm going to not do tiles for the 9 slice on, like for this dialog box. That way I can adjust it, I can shrink it. It's going to be dynamic. And yeah, we're going to do that. Let's move this into its own thing. GUI parts. We're going to make a new GUI part. And we're just going to call this, let's see, where is it? Create handle. Create ticker. What am I using for my toggle? Trying to think through my naming convention. I already have a window. So I can't use window, and I can't use frame. What should I call that? Box sounds weird. I want to make a little function that draws these, and I can just plug the coordinates into them, and so I don't so it'll like add an x and a y and a relative width, and it just draws the whole thing. I want to be able to like fold it open and closed and stuff like that. I'm trying to go for Vanilla Plus. The original Princess Tomato, like this was pretty static and it didn't move, but I think I would like it to like be able to like widen out if there's more options or something like that. I thought it also might be fun. I know in a lot of modern visual novels and like even RPGs, you can like scroll back through the text. So you could like scroll up to like what you missed, and I thought it might be fun that if we had like a little scroll back button, or if it detected a scroll, it would like whoop and like widen up, so you could scroll back through it and kind of see what was in there. Maybe. Actually, you know, if that's the case, I'm gonna have to consider that when I do my dialogue box stuff, because I actually like that. But anyway, I need. What are we gonna call this? Man, naming stuff is the hardest thing. Let's do. Let's put it in the dialogue, and let's just call this parts. Container is not a bad one. That's actually not bad. I don't really, like, I might abstract it and make it generic so that I can do other stuff with it later, but for now, a single use is fine. A pane. Pane is actually not that bad. I'm already using panel, which is similar to that. It's pane with an L. But yeah, I like that as well. You know what? I like pane better than container. Because it's shorter, and that's the only reason why. Yeah, let's do that. So we've got. And we'll do x plus 2, x plus 2, x plus 3, y plus and we'll call this width, height. And we'll just do color, we'll call it outline and fill. And we'll do local outline equals 7 or outline. Fill equals 1 or fill. And that's fill. And then let's clean up these widths. Draw a double border rounded rectangle for text. You are correct, actually. It's been a while since I did these. Or 7. Yeah, you're right. All right. All right, and then we should be able to draw a panel at 0, 0. Self width with 7 and 1. Nice. All right. You know what? I'm just gonna you make this single use for now. Draw dialogue background. Oh, I have the worst time with these. Oh, I know. We'll say draw background. And this actually does not need to be in parts. This needs to be in here. Oh no! I really want to get something started in Picotron, do some meta-table shenanigans, fighting the sunk cost fallacy with several in-progress Pico 8 games. Nah, I feel that. Meta-tables are fun. And you have the screen real estate to make like managing them so much easier. You also have the token space to make meta tables a lot more feasible. What's your what Pico 8 games are you like currently not wanting to abandon? All right. Self dot. Did I mean to put a colon? Method draw background. Oh. el.draw background. Yeah, because I'm like forgetting to assign it to the function. Or assign it to the object. There we go. All right. Started something for the advent calendar that I haven't fully committed to, but I have a lot of mechanics in place for what I'm calling a step and bump instead of point and click adventure. Oh, interesting. Instead of point and click, it's step and bump. That's interesting. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like it has a cool mouthfeel, for lack of a better term. Like it sounds really cool. It kind of step and bump rolls off the tongue. Let's go ahead and let's see. If I want to increase the size, we always want to draw it at 0, and we always want to draw it at the width. But we want the color to be dynamic. So let's make another section here, and let's call it border color equals 7, and fill color equals 1. We still good? We still good. Yeah, being able to flash that a different color too is going to be nice. Sounds interesting, right? Yes, it does. Roguelike bump combat. Oh, okay. But more of a puzzly adventure game. Interesting. Step and bump. Okay, I'm visualizing it now. Yeah, I like that. Man, I have an idea for a roguelike that I want to do. So I want to. It might be counterintuitive now that I think about it, because it would take time. But I wanted to make. I have plans in the back of my head to make little micro games for every character of my D&D podcast that I was on for the Wing Badger Tavern. And our rogue in that game, in that one campaign, Fox, he was very quick-witted, and he I think he even multi-classed into Bard, and was always fast with the quips and the one-liners and stuff. And there's a really fun quip-based combat system that was in Secret of Monkey Island, where to fight somebody, you had let me see. We just do 128, 128. Come on. There we go. So it was kind of you got a playing field, and then there's a dude, and he's on guard, and he has his sword. And then there's your opponent, and he's another dude, and he's on guard, and he's holding out his sword. And they kind of walk, the insult sword fighting game. Yes. And so you've got the little quips, and as you learn them, and then you got to use them against it. But if you thought about that in a roguelike setting, where as you descend and you fight guys, you learn, because normally you're collecting random loot. Well, you could be collecting random quips, and then you have to use them in fights going down. The fights can take a long time, though, is the thing, and you'd almost have to you don't want to get bogged down with the Final Fantasy when a battle starts and it goes into a whole nother side view thing. The fights happening with instant feedback with a little bump or something like that. Moving fast helps with that kind of roguelike stuff. But dang, I just think that would be so fun to have the little quip insult thing. Maybe maybe you could do, I don't know, you could just move this down to the bottom and then have your play field up here or something. Oops. Maybe, why is that not? Oh, it's because I have some selections. Your play field is up here, and then your guy is always down here, and he's kind of walking along, boop bop, and then when you bump into an enemy, then he shows up. That way it's always there, and it could be really quick. And then if you ran away, it would be boom, he moves away. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Anyway, that's something that I want to do. I feel that quip battle system could be really fun and expounded upon, and I don't think really anybody's done it since then, but I haven't done a ton of research. I could be wrong on that. All right, where were we? Got distracted by insult sword fighting again. Trying to think of how those quips might equate to curses and potions. You find a quip, but you don't know what type it is until you use it. Maybe it's an insult or a response or an affirmation. So maybe the attitude of something, of the creature. Some creatures like to be insulted, and so insults don't work on them. Or maybe there's something to that. I don't know. But again, purely by asking that question, the whole situation begs a lot of questions to expound upon it. I feel like it has a lot of potential for like weird uses and stuff. Fun things. All the games and no time to make them all. All right. So we're drawing. We have our test rectangle. We have the background. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Let's make our next button. So inside of the dialog box, we're going to have text. We're going to have a little next down arrow. We're going to have little option buttons that pop up. Now the question is, so the option buttons that pop up, I think I want to generate those dynamically. Ooh, the thing in Christian's Picotron GUI tutorial, there's the hidden option, like the hidden property. So I could attach the arrow button and then hide it and unhide it as needed. Wasn't there one that was like Ghost too? What did Ghost do? I should have took notes. I need to watch that video again and take some notes. Ghost was like it draws it, but you can't click it and interact with it. That's what it was. That's what Ghost was. But yeah, so we have the dialog box, and we could attach the text box to it. Okay, I appreciate that in all caps. We have the dialog box. We can attach the text box to it, which we'll need to attach anyway if we add a scroll bar. So we'll need a container to add that to it. And then we can attach the little arrow, which we could make the little arrow button clickable because of that. Like we could say press the A button to go next or whatever, but we could also click it. That would be nice. And then we could have the option buttons. We would probably want a container for the option buttons too. And then generate the buttons that we need with the labels inside of them. And then that way we could hide the entire button box. So we could have the text box, container, the button container, text container, button container, text box inside the text container, and the buttons inside the button container. And then we would have the little next arrow, like the continue arrow. Continue arrow would probably be attached to the text container. Yeah. So let's, under our attach the dialog box, we're going to attach some stuff. So, we're going to say body.dialog dot text container equals dialog attach create text container. And then we're going to have the button container. Dot text box. And this is going to attach to dot text container. And this is going to create text box. These attach lines, at least the way that I format them here, they can get really long. Button container. I don't know how we're gonna do. Let's make one button. Button container. Dot. Button. Let's see. All right, so we have dialog container, and that's it. Or the text container attaching to dialog. Create text container. And then we have the text box attached to body.dialog. It does have to have the body. Body.dialog text container, create text box. And then dialog. Okay, we have button.dialog. Body.dialog. Create button container. Body.dialog. Dot button container. Create button. And then we just need to make the create text container, create text box, create button container, and create button. I think I have a create button in here though. Static text, frame, window, push button. Oh no, push button. Okay, so I can use that as a placeholder. And then create toggle button. Radio group, ticker, handle, static text. Okay. All right. So let's I think I already have a frame. Yes. I want to create a frame. So we're going to attach create frame. All right, my brain is caught up. Let me read your message. In traditional roguelikes, you typically find something you can use, but don't know if it's good or bad until you identify it or try using it. I was imagining an affirmation compliment being something that could empower you if you know what it is, or accidentally empower an enemy if you use it on them, assuming it's an insult. That is an interesting twist on this formula, and that's actually a really great observation on the one of the essential parts of a roguelike. Of like getting a power up, like a potion, like you have a brown potion. You don't know what brown potions do. The quips are like, it's like you don't really understand. No, let me bring that back. You understand what the quip is because you see the words, and like the way the insult system works in Monkey Island is they say the thing and then you say the response. So it's like you're just looking for responses that match. The mystery is in finding out what the enemies would say. Like you're not used to, like you don't know what they're going to say. You know what you know, but you don't know what they're going to say. So I don't know. Would have to kind of figure out how to pair that up. Or like, unless the insults were abstracted. But see, part of the fun of that insult system is that it's kind of like the essential, one of the essential rules of humor is like associations, right? Like the joke and then the punchline. You don't see the association between the joke and the punchline until the punchline hits. And so you see the setup, and then you have to pick the punchline. And when you like are scrolling through your list, and you're like, "Oh snap, that would be a great punchline to the setup." Like that would be, and then your brain creates the association, and now the joke is like complete. Like that's hilarious. So yeah, that would have to work. Like you would have to work that out in how that surprise happens. Also, what's interesting about the insult system, the insult sword fighting, is that you typically learn the insults from fighting monsters or like fighting enemies. Like they use their responses to you. Like you set up and they respond, and then you like learn that, like you get those from them. And I think finding stuff in like chests, like picking up loot or whatever is like a fun part of roguelikes. And if you're only getting weapons, so to speak, like your responses and setups from the actual fights, then it's like that kind of removes that. Interesting. I still think it's something worth exploring, but maybe it's a bit more of a tricky puzzle to fix. I wonder how repetitive too it would get. Like you'd really have to find a way to mix it up after a while. I wonder how difficult it would be to like write these down, to like come up with the setups and the responses and like to make a ton of them. I wonder how hard that would be to actually make ones that were funny. Seems like it lends itself to more of a boss encounter. If you were using the same response to several enemies encounters, it would lose its humor. Yeah, because see, the novelty of the association is what makes it funny. Or like later, finding new responses or like finding old responses that work with new setups, I think could be fun as well. Like, oh snap, like I haven't used this one in a while and it like fits perfectly here. But it almost feels more like a puzzle game than a roguelike, right? Because it's the puzzle of taking the setup and matching it with a response. But yeah, one of the key parts of a roguelike is its replayability, and I wonder if a battle system like this would lose its replayability because once you already figure out all of the setups and responses and like how they match up. Unless you split it up and had like modifiers to the responses. So, for example, in one of the setups in Monkey Island is, you fight like a dairy farmer. And the response to it is, amazing. Or it's like, amazing, or like, that's funny, or like something. You fight like a cow. I wonder if you could like split that up, and so you could learn you fight like a, and then like objects. Like you could find different objects. You fight like a barrel of monkeys. And then you like the responses, that's funny. You fight like a, and then you could add another object. You fight like a barrel of bananas, like a pile of bananas, or like whatever. That might add some variety. So you could like learn new objects or whatever, and like so your response could be, you fight like a, like somebody could be like, you fight like a dairy farmer, and you're like, how ironic, you fight like a pile of bananas, and like that doesn't make sense, right? So there's like a little bit of variety in there, so you could like learn about new objects and new characters and stuff like that, maybe. That also compounds like you putting jokes together that actually work. Something to keep thinking about until the next insult sword fighting stream. Yeah. Yep. Oh boy, I think I do think it has potential, but yeah, we're already starting to crack open potential, but also like potential pitfalls and stuff, which is I think indicative of a worthwhile idea, you know. All right, so we're gonna create a frame. Let's create a frame at actually. I want to create these within the dialogue. So I want to attach this to element.textContainer equals element attach create frame. Where's my GUI parts? All right, so we got an X, a Y, a width, and a height, an outline. Oh, what is R? Radius. And then a color, label, and a label color. So let's do let's do 0. Width, we'll do element.width, element.height. Outline, is that, man, I need to document this better. Outline is a Boolean. Outline will do, this is gonna be false, but I'm just gonna do true for now. And we'll do a 0 radius. Color, let's give it a 16. Label, it's not going to have a label, and it's not going to have a label color. And I believe those are, oops. Yeah, if it has a label, then it'll do label stuff. So that Why isn't it drawing anything? Oh, because it's the width. Let's do 5 and 5. No? What is going on? Oh, HEIGHT. Okay. Well, let's do 20. 20. What am I doing wrong? X, Y, width and height. Outline. True. Color 38. Could it be that I would need to use element.x and element.y? No? What is going on here? Is my... Well, no, my GUI parts should be there because I'm already using the buttons. I'm not good at making libraries. I need to make these things like more agnostic. So I'm adding, let's see, we've got our element table, our update function, our draw function, our draw background function. Are we drawing our background on top of it? No, that shouldn't do it because we're attaching it to it. We're making a text container object and we're attaching it to the element. And we are making it a GUI object. So we're creating a GUI object. And then in the attach, we're creating a frame. With an X position. Is the default is true? No, the default is false. Okay. I'm going to turn off our test rectangle and turn off this. Okay. So it's not drawing over it. Interesting. Right, let's try element dot butt equals element attach, and then we want to create push button. Let's just drop a button in here and see what it does. Create push button, action, null, create stress. Okay, so that works. I'm just goofing something up with this panel for some reason. Oh, Okay. So, and 0, 0. If we look at, where's my push buttons? There's a frame, window, push button. Sprite, color, X and Y. Sprite, color, X and Y. Okay, so it does need to be 0. It doesn't need the element there. So let's look back here. Frame. X, Y, width and height. We'll just go 20 for now. Outline true. Radius 1, because why not? Let's make it 8. Still nothing. Label? Let's try to give it a label. And a label color of 11. Global save camera. Okay. So this requires save camera. Okay, because we're offsetting it. Okay. No, it's because we're drawing it outside of... Okay. All right. Was it... No. No, that wasn't in there. All right. All right. We're making progress. Ish. Let's read through the panel real quick. Create panel. All right. X, Y, width, height, outline. There's no update function. We draw self.outline. Then we draw a rectangle. Self.outline is fill. Oh, that's what it is. It's a text field. Let's do... There we go. That's what it is. So instead of true, we want outline, and then we can get rid of this because we actually don't want a label on there. There we go. Okay. So that's a frame. And what does fill look like? Yeah, just filled. All right, so that means if I get rid of this, then there's nothing. Okay, so frames, I use these for like containing other stuff. They're kind of like my container objects. All right, so we're going to make a frame. Call it text container. And this is going to be, actually, you know what? Let's do outline, blah, and color. So let's do outline. What? Shouldn't that work? Attempt to index a nil value body? Oh, because that's the bad line. Oh, 38 is the shadow color. Okay, that's right. So I do need to do like 0 and then 8. Yeah. All right, so let's get this in position. Let's get it positioned right. Let's draw the background again. So we want our text container to be let's see, what would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe? 4? What, 4? And then maybe like 2. Something like that. Actually, I think I want it 5. Yeah. And I want this to be 0. Because yeah, that's what I want. And then let's see what our width is. Let's do element.width and element.height. And those are going to be -10. There we go. And we can get rid of that. And the fun thing about that is that's painting it in shadow, which means that if we update our fill color to like 16, it darkens it. What's another light color? Like 9. Ew. Okay. But we're not going to have it that way. Alright, so now we can get rid of fill. Actually, you know what? That's going to be useful for testing. And let's do 0, 8. We'll duplicate it, comment that one out. This is going to be the one we're going to use, but if I ever need to take a look at it, that's where it's going to be. All right. All right, so we're going to do element dot text text container dot text box is going to element dot text container, and then we're going to create a text box. Now, the text box is... Do I want to put that in here? Probably put that in here. Static text. Let's just drop a static text in. Well, let's call this create text box. And create text box. Oops, how does do that? And that's going to be at 5 element dot width minus 10. No, because that's going to be inside the frame. So that's actually going to be 0, 0, and ugh, these are starting to get long. Isn't there a way to like I don't want to do element dot text container dot width. I don't want to do that. I might just bake it in. These tiles are 8, and that's 21 of them. We'll figure out a way of doing it dynamically. 21 times 8 is 168. And that was 64. The text is going to be hello sailor, and the color is going to be 7. Ooh, why are we using the puny font? Or not puny, yeah, whatever. Why are we using the Pico 8 font? There we go. Yeah. All right, so that's a good position. Ooh, this sounds like Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Heck yeah, that's such a good game. All right, we've got about 20 minutes left. We're doing good though. We got some good boilerplate. We've got some, like, this text box is gonna, like, that's gonna have all of our new text logic in it and all of that jazz. Let's go ahead and make a button container. Let's try something first though. L dot so that means if we go into our update function, no, not our update function. If we go I think it's click, not clicked. Oh, there's that extra tab. That's gonna get me. Then we'll say self dot self container, right? Text container. Yeah. Text container dot hidden equals true. Yep. Sweet. Equals. This probably isn't going to work as intended, not as intended. So click, but then oh, okay. Oh, interesting. So hidden does not inhibit clicking. Interesting. See, I made my own hidden property, which I guess overwrote the built-in one because I didn't even know the original hidden existed. And when I hid something, it stopped the update function as well. And it wasn't clickable. Hey, JT. What is that? Jathan Dev? Jathan Dev? Or is it JT Hand Ev? Not sure. Thanks for the follow, though. I wish I had a super cool... you know what? Let's do this. I don't have, like, any on-screen effects, so we'll do this. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. You're a super cool dude. How's that? I hope that suffices. Jayton, got it. Is it Jaytan or Jayton? Jathan, got it. Perfect. Sweet. Welcome to the stream. We're doing some Picotron development. Okay, so we have the hidden property, but like when we click it, like I don't know if I want I don't want buttons to be clickable when they're not visible. So we'll have to figure that out. But we'll just do that for now. And wait. Oh, wait. No, this is in the dialogue. That's why it gets hidden. I click the dialogue and the text container is hidden. So the dialogue is still there. What if we say self.hidden? Nope. Yes. So that should make the whole thing go away. But if I click it again, it doesn't come back. Okay, all right, we're good. So hidden works the way we want it to. All right. Okay, so we don't need that for now. But what we are going to do is we're going to delete that. And we're going to make this hidden for the time being, because we don't want it right there while we're trying the buttons out. Text container dot hidden equals true. All right, that's true. So let's get the button container in here. That's going to be element dot button container, which is going to be just element attach, and we're going to create another frame. And this frame is going to be at the same spot, essentially. It's going to be 5, 5. You know what, we can actually just copy this, because it's going to be the exact same height and position and everything. Oops. And then we want some buttons inside. So if I do this and we do element dot button container dot button, and we do element nope, we want element dot button container. Create button. Let's grab a push button. And And we don't want a sprite, right? Wait, am I using button sprites? No? What am I using for the scenes? Nope. Buttons. I'm using push button, yeah. 206. Five, 6. Okay. There's nothing there. All right. What? Is that right? User data get sprite n. Oh, right. Yeah, I'm a dummy dum-dum because if it doesn't have a sprite... Wait, what? Because it builds the sprite if there's a... Okay, if there is a label, it builds a sprite on top of it. That's what it is. Why in the heck do I have 206 in there? Can't that just be like 0? Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do that. Because that just feels weird having 206. I wonder if I copied that out of something else. I probably did. Yeah, okay. Okay. Alright, so here we just want sprite 0. The color, let's give it, you know what, let's give it a random 8. Nope, 16. Let's give it the random color. This is going to be 0. This is going to be 0. Action is going to be... I just have like the nil action. No. Action.null. Dot null, which is my placeholder action. That's what I did with that. Yep. And then style is going to be... what are the styles? Raised and simple. Let's do raised. I want to see what simple looks like. Label, we're going to say button, pad X, and pad Y. What was I using over here? 12 and 4. Let's actually do 1 and 1. Okay, so we want 4, looks like what we're using for that. Okay, and then 4. Let's do 5 and 5. Yep, I like that. Let's do 4. I like that better. No? Let's do 6. I've got like an extra line of pixels at the top. That looks a little big though. Okay, let's see what simple looks like. Oh, that's just no. I need to make one that's just like a little border. I don't like, I like the big pushy clicky buttons like up here, but inside the text box that feels weird to have it raised here. Like that feels silly to me. Maybe, I don't know, does that feel silly? To have it like with like a little shadow around it and everything. Let's see what happens if we change our fill color to 16. That might make it look a little nicer. See, because then at least it's like a shadow. But Because that's going to be like when we say check, and it's going to say check the flower, check the mountains, check the blah, 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 blah. I also don't like how there's like 2 pixels of text underneath here, but then there's like 3 up above. I think I might need to tinker. Like, see, that's even up here. It's got 2 above it and then 1 below. I think I need to fix that on the create button function. How many can I get in here? Let's go duplicate, 3, 4. And let's set these at, how tall are these? 10? Nope, that's X. 10. 12. 16. 1 pixel gap. Let's give it a 2 pixel gap. 17. No, I don't like the 17. See, because it's technically it's 2 pixel gap there, but then that's 3 there. Ooh. All right, well, it is what it is. And then we'll go 32. All right. So we can only fit 3 in there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. The Princess Tomato one, let's actually swap over to the browser real quick. The Princess Tomato, let's see here. Let's pause the music for a fuzz. You know what, actually, let me pull this up real quick. Let me see if I can pull up my Princess Tomato emulator. Uh-oh, where'd my face go? That's weird. When I move the windows, it does stops that. All right, let's see here. Let's go to Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom. Messin. All right, let's pause this because this is going to be a little noisy. Let's try this out because we're going to need to do this for like testing and debugging anyway. How do I add this? Let's go to the master. A little peek behind what's going on. Oh, wait, no, I don't have that set up. I can't do that. Well, we're gonna have to. All right, let me figure something out here real quick. Let's do. I think it was archive.org. Yeah, here we go. And we're going to keep it muted. Is it detecting my controller? The sound is bad, so we're not going to do the sound. Why is it not detecting my keyboard inputs? Oh, look at that. Look at that image. And look at mine over here. Isn't mine so much nicer? It's got like the little green stuff on the top and like, look at all like that's like black on like the text, and mine's like all nice and fun and brown. And look, they got like a black, look at that squished like squished corners. Look at that. Ugh. Ugh. Mine's so much nicer. The Line has entered the chat. Hello, Line. How are you? Alright, I need to find a different one that's actually playable. I wanted to... Hold on, let me find. I need to find a Princess Tomato. Play online. Princess Tomato in the Silent Kingdom. Find the one that doesn't destroy my browser. Okay, well this one actually gives me buttons. That's nice. Let's see. Play retro games online. Okay. Let's see if it works. Alright, let's mute that. As long as we can control it. Hey, yeah, we can control it. Ooh, those colors are a lot more vibrant, too. Alright. So we've got our little arrow. Many growing seasons ago, yada yada yada. Yes, please. Let's skip. Skip. Line, since you're just joining, we are recreating the first chapter of Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom in Picotron. We're kind of making like a vanilla plus. Let's see here. So if we look, there's a small red. Oh, it doesn't actually do just like the background. It's like the current view. All right. So if we check, okay. So it's like a little rounded rectangle with text in it. Oh, and I think. Hold on. Let me get something. Get a pencil. I think those are standard widths. No? Nope. Yes, they are. Okay, so it looks like it's 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be 3 buttons wide by probably 3 buttons tall from the look of that. So if it's red and pretty. Aw. So if we move, then we can go forward. I love the left aligned. Awesome. Oh, it's Percy. Oh, poor Percy. Can I check on Percy? Hey, baby. Looks like he needs water. Oh, no. Percy. Forward and go back. I'm going forward. I'm sorry, Percy. We'll be back. We'll be back for you. Forward, left, right. Okay. Oh, okay. So there's no space in between them. So but there's like a big border around the outside too. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 3 by 4 is what we've got here. And if we go right, we gotta at least give Percy some water. It's Lake Quench. No, we don't want to do that. We want to take, what do we want to take? We want to take some water. We're going to put the water in our pot. But it's only enough for 3 drinks. All right, Percy, we're coming. We're coming, Percy. We're coming. Come on. I'm determined. We're going to go back. We got to go. Jane, we gotta go back. We gotta go back and give the water to Percy. We're gonna use the water. Can't be used now. Oh no, maybe we gotta give it to him. Can we give him water? Yay, he drank it. I think it worked. And now we can talk. Ah, delicious. Percy, my man, you grew clothes. All right, sweet. So, 3 by 4, 3 wide by 4 tall. And how many, actually, you know what? Let's go back over here for a second. How many, I'm Percy. I just escaped from the farmies. Friends are in the melody. So the funny thing about this is that, like, this is actually a whole new room. Farmers are so cruel. So we actually have to, like, move, I think. Oh. What? Thanks for saving me, boss. I guess that's the trigger to go back. All right. So if we move up to Spinach Heights. All right. So it looks like the number of characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 characters. Now we're doing a vanilla plus. So, and it looks like there's like a character's worth in between. So we're gonna make ours a little nicer and a little bit more dynamic, but we do want to like homage this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters, because of course. Let's make a little thing here real quick. For I equals 0, 3 do. For j equals 0, this is going to be 2, 3 do. Let's grab you and drop you in here. And then let's get rid of all you guys. And then we're going to add a button, but then our X and Y is going to be we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just for now. And then this is going to be, I always get this wrong. So this is going to do vertical rows. Right? Because it's going to go first row and then it's going to go 1, 2, 3 down. So actually I want to do 3 and 2. I always get the like the X and the Y. So this is going to be I. Nope. Quit that. I times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each character is 5. 8 times 5 is 40, of course. I knew that. And then this is going to be what does that look like? Okay. So let's do 30. Nope. 50. Okay. That needs to be 2, and that need, right? $54. Ooh, nailed it. Although it looks like I'm off by 1. 55. Nope. 54. There's some... Oh, because it's 3. It's not going to be a perfect fit. But that's all going to be dynamic because we're working with fonts that are dynamically spaced anyway. Ooh, we're 7 minutes past stream end. Let's finish up this second row here, and let's call it good. And so this is going to be J times 12, 16, 18. Oh wait, no, that was 4 that it was gonna do, so that should be 3. Okay, well, that's not gonna fit in there with this size, so we are gonna have to go with like the simpler style. Okay, okay, I dig it, I dig it. But they should all be clickable. Very nice. And then we can assign actions to them to do things. And we can make them dynamically show or hidden depending upon the amount of objects within there. And all of that jazz. All right, so what we're gonna do is we need to go to our design doc and see if we fit. Oh my gosh. Is that for real? Is that's new. You can now hold Alt or Option and go up and down between tags? What? What? That was not there before. That was not there. Oh my goodness. That is fantastic. Oh man, that's so good. That's going to be great. Heck yeah. All right, we're going to cross off what we have done. The dialogue, let's see what we did. We did for... Oh, that's interesting. It removes that if there's a comment. Huh. Why does it do that? Interesting. Wait, what? Oh, is the tab thing per file? That would make sense because it's like it's its own process. The show tabs is on. Huh. I don't know. I don't know what you'd be saying. All right. Let's see here. We did systems. We made the GUI. We made the dialogue. GUI. And what else did we do? We made the text box, and we made the button container. All right, so the next thing we need to do, let's see. We want when we stream next. Spoo Streams, thank you so much for the follow. I don't have an animation, but we do this. Thank you, Spoo. You're a cool dude. Even if you're not a dude, you're also a dude. I'm invoking the Good Burger rule of I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, because we're all dudes. Yeah, you rock. Thank you for the follow, Spoo. I apologize, though, Spoo, because we're just about ready to wrap up. We're planning on what we're like writing down what we're gonna do next time. GUI container. We did that. Let's do GUI system. We made the oops. We made the scene. And we made the button panels are already done. And we made the dialog box. Which has the text box and the button container. Some things that we talked about. Where is our idea scratch list? Let's do text box is scrollable. See see previous message / blocks. To do next, we're going to make flat. We're gonna make create. What's that GUI element called? Create push button. Create push button style. Flat to match Princess Tomato. Thought you already stopped streaming because I didn't see you in my follow list. Turns out I wasn't following. Oh, snap. Okay, cool. Ooh, we got a garbly song. Sword of Mana is being garbly. Sword of Mana. There we go. So we're gonna start off by making a new style for the push button. And let's see, what else are we going to do next time? Next time, I think we should probably okay, here we go. Probably, since we're going to be making styles, make push button styles. Flat for box buttons. New raised for panel buttons. So I want to it's paused, but I want to mimic this style up here. I want to redo these ones. Like, they look fun, but I want them to match a little bit more. I want them to have that little double extra bump on the wider on the wide side. We might make a custom font eventually that kind of fits the fat chunky style here. I'm not 100% certain yet, but we might need to do that. Nail down the enemy interactions for the insult sword fighting roguelike. No, but I am going to, let's go to docs and projects. And where is my sword fighting game? Where is it? I have it in here. Game Princess Adventure Island. Wrath of the Lich King is going to be so funny when I finally get around to it. Oh, it's not going on the to-do list. It's going to go here. Setup, response. Actually, that's going to be setup and responses. Have modifiers. There we go. All right, that's what we're going to do. We're going to work on the push button styles. And then, oops. And then after that's done, we're going to do text box, text wrapping. All right. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out. It was super duper fun. And I really feel like this project's coming along, and I'm feeling excited about it, and I like the aesthetic, and I like the music, and we're going to do some more. Hopefully we'll get it done. It's just one chapter. We're keeping the scope small. We're keeping it small. And then we're doing fun stuff with it. All right. I will see you guys next time. I don't know when that'll be, so keep your ear to the ground. Stay righteous, stay safe, stay cool. Y'all be good. Wait, hold on a second. I gotta do. Y'all be good. Oh yeah.